Hey everyone, it's not the Fuse Out with musical RJ Nithin Raj. This is Urban Folktales by the AV Club Renati Calicut. So, from a singer to a musical RJ Nithin Raj, how did it come to be? When did you realize that this is what you wanted to do?
Basically, I've actually gone through a lot of phases as a singer, as in specifically speaking. I mean, I've been into a lot of independent competitions. I mean, musical competitions, live music, and stuff like that. And I have been actually trained music all my most of my life. So after actually doing that, actually then I went on to have a lot of reality shows as well. I mean, reality shows as in I've done Indian Idol, Super Singer Channel V, Super Singer Vijay TV, then SS Music S5, SS Music's Voice Hunt, and then ultimately Star Singer happened. I mean, Star Singer was a little huge compared to the others. Though Indian Idol, I couldn't get through. I mean, basically because I couldn't get through the first audition itself because I couldn't get inside because that was like too much rushed up, and I actually traveled all the way from Kerala to Mumbai, and I couldn't actually get in. So Internet was not a great experience for me. But Star Singer, I mean Asianet Star Singer was amazing. It was actually a path breaking for me. I mean, in terms of popularity and in terms of people recognizing you basically. And in that point of time, in my school days, I actually did few albums. I mean, few albums here and there, and one of the album which I actually started with was actually music directed by a violinist and singer called Balabhaskar, who is no more right now, and he's pretty famous in Kerala. And that was also huge at that point of time. So people knew me as a singer, and people knew me as a upcoming talent. So that's when actually after Star Singer, I could do a lot of shows. I mean, I could do international shows. I could do shows all over India, and that's when I realized that I need to learn music more better. Then I actually went on to do sound engineering in an institution called Soundtech Media in Chennai. And while I was actually doing my course there, I actually slowly started singing for movies as well. As in, I was also doing harmonies for A.R. Rahman. And I
Nice.
sang first one was Raavan, the Hindi Tamil project. And
Mhm.
I was actually doing harmonies basically, not the lead singing, but only the harmonies. But the whole fact is that the harmonies is sung by Karthik and all amazing singers, like with you. So it is quite an experience. So after that, I actually got a taste of what it is to be like a playback singer and to pursue singing as a career. It was a very nice idea. The thing is that like you need time, you need to actually time to actually focus on and to just cling on to that department and wait for your lot or your day,
Yeah.
so that was little it was taking little time to get into that mainstream. So in between, actually, I also plan to get married, and actually, I was in a relationship, and then I married, and then at that point of time, you have the feeling, right? I mean, you altogether you have a feeling that to have a place of your own, because you being a singer, you're more of like a nomad. You actually keep on
Mm.
traveling. You do shows here and there, and you don't have a base. I mean, obviously, Trivandrum was my base, but still, I was actually traveling all over. Then I thought, okay, let's think of it. I mean, uh, I was more of an introvert, but my wife, she used to tell me that, like you talk really great. Why don't you think like that? And I was like, I was kind of worried, like I was just thinking because I'm very much an introvert because that's how I actually portray, like I'm a very introvert. I don't talk that much to people uh, like that. So then I started calling my friend. He was actually working in Radio Mirchi. Actually, he was working as
Mm.
a promo producer, and I talked to him, and he was like telling me that maybe you could join in. And then I started as an intern for 3 months, 3 odd months, and then after a while, they thought that I'm good. And then I started. I was just thinking, okay, I was thinking about a 6 months, but right now actually I'm covering 7 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you have any inspiration from your childhood or any time?
Inspiration, I mean, if you ask me about inspiration, I've always been influenced by singers, basically.
Mm.
And I've seen many singers actually transform to presenters as well. I mean, not. I mean, obviously, music is a presentation. Basically, you have to actually present it really well. Though we don't learn MBA, we actually kind of learn in our experience how to present ourselves. Basically, so I've always felt that music or a performance art always gives you the scope of learning a lot of things more than what you're good at. Basically, I'm a singer. I would still say that I'm not a successful RJ, but I'm a singer who might have an X factor. I don't know. I mean, that's how I explain all my 7 years. When I talk to people about being an RJ, I always tell them that, like, I am a born example of a person who can survive in a thing which you are not good at. I mean, I'm not a good RJ, I would say. So I always say that. So my inspiration will be all great singers like Hariharan sir, Sonu Nigam, even Arijit for that reason right now. And he's an amazing presenter. The way he sings and the way he actually compiles his live songs. I mean, he knows how to present it. Like, so there is a lot of marks for how you present whatever you do. That's one key thing. Like, you need to present it really well so that people are impressed or people like it. Like, people talk about it. You need to actually cultivate that habit that can actually help you in any department.
Nice. So you've interviewed a lot of people, right, from a lot of different sorts of fields. So who was the
Yeah.
most interesting guest that you've ever interviewed?
Actually, it's not just about the guest. I would say that, like, every interview is interesting in its own way. I've always felt that you don't get what you expect. Basically, if you ask me, I'm not the best in taking interviews, but the only thing which I actually make sure that did I have fun. Whoever comes in front of me, I always. I always think that I should have fun, basically, because I'm going to spend some half an hour or a 1 hour time with the person. So I always think, let's have fun. And I just think about that. I don't do homework as such. Yes, I do. I'll be knowing a few things about who that person is, what is he doing right now, and how is he relevant, and things like that. But if you ask me interesting interviews, um, one interesting interview is actually I actually interviewed actor Suresh Gopi. He's an amazing character. Like, he is very learned person. He's not the on-screen person that you meet on an interview. He has his own perspective, and he takes his own time to actually talk. I mean, he has in between pause. So as an interviewer, you're like, sir, ipo cheyan പോകുന്ന മൂവി ഏതാണ്? ഞാൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്ന മൂവി അത് he look at you, and you got time, and you're kind of scared because you're kind of scared of his aura. First of all, his aura, his personality. You have actually a lot of movies that you love that he has acted and stuff like that in your mind, and he takes time to actually reply, and he's very grandeur in that nature. And I was like, I don't know what to express on my face. I'm like waiting for that answer, like in between lines. I'm like waiting for him to actually finish it, and I'm like, I don't know what he's going to tell. So it is quite interesting in that way. Not interesting in the thing which you asked, but yeah, it was very interesting. Actually, I loved that interview. It was very hard to do that interview. Yeah,
You did a good impersonation of him.
yeah, I love him actually personally, so maybe. Yeah.
You've interviewed a lot of the big stars like Tovina Thomas, Neeraj Madhav, Vineet
Yeah.
Srinivasan, Suresh Gopi, as you
Yeah.
just mentioned. So how does it feel
Yeah.
like to interview them? Like, do you get nervous, or like, do you have like an adrenaline rush or something?
Uh, Hello. I was nervous. As I told you, I was only nervous with Suresh Gopi's one because he's from a different level altogether. I mean, the body of work that he has. Obviously, we have something like that. Actually have interviewed Yeshwar sir as well. So these are people who you can't relate to basically because their body of work, their level of excellence is amazing. That like you have that admiration towards them, and that kind of overpowers your interviewer, the interview in you. So that's one thing.
but or else the other people, like I try to have a conversation basically. And I call myself musical RJ Nithin Raj because I'm a singer turned RJ, and I have that musical quotient. So I actually add a lot of musical questions and stuff like that, which actually makes it very all the more easy for me to actually get through that interview. So I've always had that as a weapon to actually impress people and walk through the interview very smooth.
Nice, nice. Okay, so you've mentioned that Suresh Gopi was one of your most interesting interviews. Have you ever had any other guest who was your most favorite interview?
Vinit Srinivasan. I mean, he has always been an amazing experience, and especially one interview with him, which actually really went viral. He's multi-talented, as you all know.
Yes.
He's multi-talented,
Actor,
and he
director, singer.
exactly knows what he is doing. I mean, he's very intelligent guy. He's very talented, and he has his eye on everything, almost everything in the film department. And once we were actually talking about his movie, and it's like he produced a movie called Anandam, and that's when he actually walked in for an interview, and the director of the movie and Vinith was actually sitting, and we did an interview. And in between, he sometimes, like in an interview, one key point is that if you start working for an interview or having a homework kind of a thing for an interview, you will notice that you miss a lot of magic that will happen in the interview. So I've always actually thought of having that magic. That's a luxury. Like you should never miss that magic. That will only happen if you don't plan things up. So I'm a believer who believes in the whole process of not having homework done before the interview. I don't know how many of them will give you the suggestion, but I've always done that, and actually it kind of worked for me. So I didn't plan anything. I know about Vinit Srinivasan. I know about Anandam movie. That's it. I started talking. Our conversation got to a point where Vinit was having a friendly conversation, and he told me, "I can do this. I can actually sing Hosanna." He said, "Poile Rahman's Hosanna in Uman Chandi sir's voice." And I was like, yeah, that's a great content for me. I'm like, can you do that now? And he's like, oh, I can do that. And he did that. And that was amazing content. I actually had a time of my life. I think I've never reached that point in with anyone's interview. Like that was top notch for me.
So back in the day, when you look back at interviews, it's always been on like big platforms, right? Like TVs, newspapers, magazines, radios. But then now, as time progresses, you see that now we're doing an interview to post on social media. So, and you've been through the entire process of how internet has started, how it has reached to us, and now how we've got to it today. So, like, what are your views on this? Like, how technology has progressed so far?
Actually, one thing is for sure that like you can't change anything. Like everything happens for a reason, and it actually happens, and you can't actually change anything with it. So you don't have the liberty to change. So you have to adjust to this whole process, is what I feel. It is not going to be it's not going to be easy, because this is very easily accessible space right now, where anybody can put a content, and anybody can consume it. But only worrisome point is that like there are a lot of content creators right now. I mean, who will consume the content is the question. Like I've always worried about that. Like everyone is becoming a content creator. It's a very good thing. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I've always felt like the content creators are a little more higher than the consumers. I mean, right now. So that's the only worrying point. But in this mad rush of digital world, to be relevant, to be popular, to be watched by people is a luxury. Like if you get that point of popularity of it, if you get that point of attention, then it's a great thing. Enjoy it and keep doing more. That's it.
It's definitely a good thing, yeah, that now people are, following their passion and getting to do what they love as a full-time job rather than being forced into specific professions. Yeah. So it is a good thing.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Because like it is not it is very open-ended for people, and like it is more open for people to actually get to that space. Like there are many talented people out there. Like we used to be satisfied with a lot of people. On TV, we never had a reason not to actually believe that there are many other guys as well who are actually really good, and we knew it somehow, but on TV we couldn't do anything. We couldn't change the anchor, and you have to actually sit and watch whoever comes on TV. But right now, like anybody comes in and you only pick the ones you like, and that's incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so as you mentioned, you've progressed starting from many music competitions like Asian Star Singer, Vijay TV Super Singer, then Sangeeta Mahayuddham, etc., etc.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
now you've got into singing to many of the big screen movies like Kurukshetra, Magandi Achin, Drona, or Mexican Parada, etc. So,
Mm.
how
Yeah.
would you explain that entire journey from the beginning to the end in like a gist?
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to actually put it in a gist, but still the journey has been incredible. Once you have an interest with something, I mean, music is my interest. Whatever you do doesn't become an effort, basically. It just happens just like that. But if you're a lazy guy like me, I mean, I don't put that much of an effort, specifically speaking, in training or learning new instrument. Like, these are like new, very good ideas, and I actually promote that. I tell people you should learn new instruments. Like I actually bought a guitar, and the guitar is still lying there somewhere. I have not touched it. It's a fact. So I would say I'm a very lazy person. So. It's been a great experience for the lazy me, because all these people, like singing for Rahman sir, like that's the best you can do, that I mean, in music, who's the greatest right now in India? Um, Anybody would say Rahman sir, and working with him, I mean, at least as a harmony singer, it's quite an experience. But effort, as in my family has actually put in a lot of effort, I would say. My mother, father, my parents, my siblings, like the support they gave me, because each and every person who comes up for a reality show or who gives out competitions and who is busy in his life in his department has people behind them, like my wife, my parents, my siblings. These people support you in and out, so that you actually go there and perform, so I would really thank them for the effort they do. That's one thing. Another thing is, like, from transition from competitions to reality show, and from reality show to film music, it has been amazing experience, because competition, I always loved music, I always loved singing. So each and every competition was a platform for me, one thing. And in reality show, it got bigger, because each time you come and sing, there's like crores and crores of people watching, and they have a feedback to let you know. They actually call me and they tell me that, like, ഈ song ഇവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ പാടാൻ പറ്റില്ലായിരുന്നു, like, you could have done better here, this was amazing, this portion was amazing. Each and every detail being celebrated or being questioned, that is what an artist need. So I actually got that luxury in my, I mean, initial dates itself. So that is quite a blessing for me. And after that, going for this movie singing, that was like amazing experience, for the value that, I could actually work with some amazing people. For example, like Deepak Dev sir, Rahul Raj sir, and Rahman sir, Srinivas sir, and a lot of others. I have actually sung for Tovino, and I didn't meet Tovino back then, but after that I actually interviewed him for the same movie, and I actually told him I sang this movie, and he's like, oh really, you sang that? So that's the communication a singer and an actor has, because there's no connection at all. If you get to meet them after a movie is going to be a hit, or it's a hit, and you have a celebration note or something like that, then we meet. Or else there's not much of conversation between the singer and an actor. But the thing is that I'm also an RJ, so I get to talk to people as well. So later on, I actually told Tovino that, like, I actually sang this song. So more than that, I could actually meet a lot of musical people. For example, Rahman sir. I mean, Rahman sir has recorded us. I mean, I was also part of it, and that was amazing experience. Like, uh, it is an amazing story, because I think it was Srini sir who actually recommended me as a singer for a song, and I get a call in the night saying that you got to move to, a studio, and it's a Rahman studio. So I don't know whether if it is Rahman song or it's a song happening in Rahman studio. And I'm just going there. I'm just going there for the very first time, Rahman sir's studio, and I'm actually inside and I'm just waiting. And that's when actually I get a page of lyrics. It says Raavan. I know Raavan is actually done by Rahman sir because I was quite familiar with who is doing what. So I was just reading, and it is written Raavan, and it's Maniratnam project, and a lot of Maniratnam colleagues are, working together. They are all there. All assistant directors, all the people there, and all these faces are kind of familiar for me. And then I realized, like a lot of singers, all my lot of singer friends are coming over, and I'm like, okay, this is Rahman sir recording, and I'm like, that's when I wonder. That's when I wonder, like, okay, did this really happen? And I'm sitting there in the couch, and there's one person walking by, and I'm like, okay, that is Rahman sir. And I'm like, what? It was a moment to cherish. I was like, man, this is amazing. And I went inside the studio, and I could see how Rahman sir is working. He's very fast in what he wants. Like he exactly knows what he wants. So he's just waiting for us to do that. That's it. He's like, okay, in about இது பண்ணலாமே, okay, இது பண்ணலாமா. He's just very fast. He works like as if like you're a computer, and he's actually working on you with the mouse, and you're just typing something. Okay, do this and enter. That's it. And we will do that, and he's like, okay, that's it. He will take exactly what he wants. That's it. All the legendary musicians that I've met, I've always felt the same vibe. They completely know exactly what they want, and they take it. That's it. So that was very unique. All the musical people that I've met, working with everyone. Like Rahul Raj, Deepak Dev sir, they all have a very unique style of doing work, and it is very amazing to watch.
Nice. Okay, you've been part of 2 state award-winning movies, Manhole and Rameshwar Peril.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be a part of something this big, to bag the state award?
State award. It is an amazing experience because again, when you think about it, these are not movies which went on to become commercial hits. Because a commercial hit gives you popularity, basically popularity and name in a different level. But there are movies and there are works that you do, and you really seriously respect the content. That's a very rare thing which can happen to you as an artist. You cannot plan it. Just like how a beautiful interview is done without planning, these things happen without planning. And I've always felt this unplanned surprises in my career. That has been magical. There is like a godly touch over it, I would say. Manhole was such a amazing content, actually. As a movie, it was talking about people who go inside that manhole, and that community. They're talking about that community, and this song was a theme song, basically, of that movie. And I actually watched the movie, and movie as such was actually a really interesting movie, and the song was also used really well. But I never thought that this will go anywhere, because this never had a commercial value. So I was just waiting for it, and I'm actually watching, and because I'm an RJ, so I actually watch all the live announcements of state award, basically state national awards, because I'm doing the evening show, and I have actually to take the content and let everyone know about it. That's when I'm actually waiting and actually having a paper and a pen so that I can write it and right away let everyone know about who is winning what. And that's when they are actually naming the movie. And they're like, the best movie is Manhole. And I'm like, are you really serious? I had a fun time listening to the announcement, basically, because when the movie that you work gets an award, it's a different feeling, like you really feel different.
So interviewing a singer would obviously not be complete without a song. So would you sing a song for us?
Sure. Actually, I was just thinking which song, which language do you prefer? Because your college and your whole people, I mean, it's all mixed crowd, right? So I
Yeah,
was just thinking
it's fine.
which
It's up to
song.
you. Whichever you're
Yeah.
comfortable with, or which comes into your mind first. So anything's up to you.
Okay. Okay. Let it be new information because this band is from another generation. This band is called Fusion. They're actually a Pakistani band, and their lead singer Shafqat Amanat Ali, he really did big in Bollywood, in India. Um he has sung Mitwa. You should know him. Um, I'm a crazy fan of this band, actually, Fusion band. If anyone is listening, please do listen to the whole album. It's called Fusion Band, and this is one of my favorite songs from the album. Okay.
Good.
सावन भी तो जाए पेहरवा सावन भी तो जाए पेहरवा मन मेरा घबराए मन मेरा घबराए सो गए परदेस पिया तुम ऐसो गए परदेस पिया तुम चैन हमें नहीं आवे चैन हमें नहीं आवे मोरा सैया मुझसे बोले ना मोरा सैया मुझसे बोले ना मैं लाख जतन कर हारे लाख जतन कर हार रही मोरा सैया मुझसे बोले ना मोरा सैया मुझसे बोले ना
Amazing.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so as you just mentioned that our college NIT Calicut has a huge crowd. So there may be other aspiring people who want to become a singer or an RJ. So what do you have to say to them, like how they could, if they haven't started, how they could start, or what to expect, how to proceed? So yeah, any tips for them?
I mean, there's not much tip. I would say, like as you said, the digital space is booming, and you have the space to create any content that you want. First, what you should understand is like what you're good at. You need to find that. Basically, there are many who have not yet found what he or she is good at. That's something which you should find. That's when you realize that like you have to work for it, keep working for it. It can be an effort, it can be anything that you can do. Like you can just, if you're a singer, you can actually try out any song in the space and you can actually put it as a video. Your friends, your family will comment on it, and you would know if you're good, or if you're more into being an RJ, you can talk about content. I mean, any content. Usually pick a trending content, or you pick a content and make it trending. It's up to you. So the space is so large and so open that you can actually put in any sort of effort, and you can actually put up a digital content, and people watch it, and you can get somewhere. About the music for sure, you can actually train. You can actually train to a level that you really feel confident about, and once you're confident, there's no looking back, I would say. And about opportunity, there are many, but you should be at the right time at the right place. So just follow that, and you actually you sure will get somewhere.
Cool. Thank you very much for coming out to this interview.
I'll end it with a song. Actually, one of my songs. I actually
Okay.
planned 2 songs for this interview.
Perfect.
First of all, I would actually thank all the people who are actually responsible for this interview, because it's been years. It's been years that I've actually given an interview. Sachin, it was incredible actually talking to you. It felt
Same.
really liberating to talk to you. I mean, because
Thank you.
it's after
It's my first
years.
time
It's,
doing
it's
this.
after years. Yeah. So for me, I really felt so that vibe, that free vibe that you want to talk more. So this song is actually one of my independent song.
Mhm.
uh, oh, this is a Malayalam song. I don't know how many of you follow this, but still it's a beautiful lyrics that it has. And the specialty of the song, that if you actually watch this on YouTube, it doesn't have any background music. It's just my voice, and it's just like a poem basically.
Cool.
Hope you like it. മൊഴികളിൽ പറയാതെ മിഴികളിൽ നിറയുന്ന മധുരമാം നിന്നേർത്ത മൗനം. മൊഴികളിൽ പറയാതെ മിഴികളിൽ നിറയുന്ന മധുരമാം നിന്നേർത്ത മൗനം. പകുതിയിൽ നിന്നൊരാ പാട്ടിന്റെ ഒടുവിൽ നീ എഴുതിയതിന്നേതു മൗനം. കടലാസു തുണ്ടിൽ നീ പകരുന്ന പ്രണയത്തിൻ വരികൾ തൻ ഇടയിലും മൗനം. ആദ്യമായി ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ പ്രണയം പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ പകരമായി നീ തന്നു മൗനം. ഇന്നു നാം പിരിയവേ കാണു ഞാൻ നിൻ കണ്ണിൽ ഒരു തുള്ളി കണ്ണുനീർ മൗനം. ഒരു തുള്ളി കണ്ണുനീർ മൗനം.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thank you.
Bye bye.